Okay. This is a very old cemetery here. 1876. (1862). 1879. This is a very old cemetery. Here's a slate one. No markings. Now, this place, I don't see any sign, but I don't see any sign here. There's no plaque or anything. 1863 it looks like. This is very old, folks. This is a very old one. 1846, wow. This is a very old graveyard. 1849. Oh, here's the clasped hands if you've seen my other videos. I think this must be my oldest cemetery yet. Some of these you can't read. That looks like 1893 or 1803. Very old, very, very old. Here's 1852. And interestingly enough, across the street there's a newer cemetery. And those look like from the 80s, 90s, and 2000s. But there's some very interesting tombstones here. Very old. I don't know the history of this place. There's no plaque. That's wow, this might be very old. That looks like 1823, folks. 1823, that's, oh, 1912. She was born 1823. I didn't see the... I mean, I don't know how old this place is, but we saw some tombstones already from the 1840s. So 1859 or 1850, can't tell, or 1858. (1861) it looks like. Looks like 1865. So this is one of the oldest I've found so far. Here's a slate. No writing. Yeah, no writing on that one. 1872, 1875. Wow. And there's some newer ones here, but mostly very old ones. 1894. And we're talking from the Civil War era, you know. Hofbecker, 1867 it looks like. There's possibly Civil War soldiers buried here. (1869), 1863. Very old. Looks like 1902. This is sort of an ornate one. I can't really read the date. Now this is interesting. This must be a family here. I've seen this similar style. 1894. These are health cells. 1900. 1903. So it looks like this. 1942. 1959. So these are all, this is all family. But for sure, there's newer and there's older out here, but there's very old out here. And must have been a church around here. This is a trailer park. That whole area back there is a trailer park that people are living in now. But again, there's no plaque out here that gives the history of this place, or tells the history when it started. And I'm sure there was a church here somewhere, but it's no longer. Now these stones, you can't even read them. Here's some that the ground has taken over. 1885, Schaefer. They have a famous ice cream cone place outside of Johnstown. It's called Schaefer's. So I've seen that name on several different business buildings and stuff. So I'm sure the Schaefer's family maybe started here in this area. But there's some really old stones there. I'm trying to find the oldest one out here. But most of these you can't even read, so. Yeah, you can't even read them. This is 1900s. Looks like 1902 or something. And then it looks like these are much newer, but I can still see some older stones out here peppered throughout. Wow. This is a find here. Because like I said, it's right on this road. There's a newer cemetery across the road. But there's some really old stones out here, early 1800s. So. No markings. Ah. Look like 1920s. Some war veterans are out here. (1918). Here's, can't really read the date there, but here's some really old stones up here close to the highway. So far I think the oldest one, oh, there's a bunch of them in the ground that are just 1862, completely, almost completely engulfed. So I don't understand why they don't dig these up and then raise them back up. I guess they figured once they're there, they leave them. 1873, 1905. Here's one. Oh, that was the birth date, 1853. Oh, wow. Oh, 1913. I thought it. Don Meyer. There's a family. 1901. Some older ones up here. Here are the clasped hands again, folks. So if you watch my other videos, they show I found that one Revolutionary veteran grave, Revolutionary War veteran, 1896. Most of their stones had these clasped hands on them, and I figured out it's not a family emblem or anything. It's just a style they had. They have different meanings on it. Here's a very old one by itself. I don't see a date, but you know that's from the mid 1800s, or even maybe the early 1800s. There's another one in the ground. 1884, Ellsworth. It's kind of sad to see them, but so anyway, in the middle of nowhere, well, this small little town, it's Elton, Pennsylvania, and then of course there's a newer graveyard, but I mean these are really old. So the older ones are up here in the front, and they are old. I don't know the oldest one. I probably had to spend much more time out here to figure out which one's the oldest ones. But they're very old. 1862. And this is a very unique one. You see this quite a few out here in Pennsylvania. It's shaped like logs. I've never seen this type exactly, but there's no writing on it. Yeah, so it's not a forgotten graveyard, but I don't see really fresh flowers anywhere. What's the date on this? It looks like 1867. So yeah, pretty old. Like I said, this is from the Civil War era mostly. And maybe that's when they started burying the dead out here. It was during and after the Civil War. And it wasn't, there's not many. There's probably about, I don't know, maybe 40 or 50 very old ones out here. And then, so church must have been somewhere. And then they stopped burying here for a while, it looks like, and then they picked it back up. Very old, very cool, very almost forgotten. This just has initials, CD it looks like. Yeah, I wish I had more history on this place, folks, but I don't. But like I said, and there's like I said, there's some slabs out here with nothing on them, some slate slabs with, I don't see anything written on there, carved in them at all. I showed you this one. I don't see anything really. Oh, here we go. Here it is. 1824. Wow, this must be the oldest one here, guys. All right, I don't know. The sun is so bright. So it says Jacob Butcher, 1824. I hope you guys can see that. 1824. This might be the first, oldest one out here. Jacob Butcher, 1824. Wow. Look at that. I didn't see that because the sun is so bright. That is old. And that's hand carved in there. Somebody with a chisel and a hammer made that. 1824. That's my oldest one so far. That's it. And like I said, there's others here that are just hidden. Ah, this has some carvings on it too. It's buried. I see a V. Oh, wow, look at this. Oh, this is falling over, it looks like. Wow. I see 88. So, really cool though. Oh, I wish I had some history on this place. Oh, here we go. A Revolutionary War veteran. Right here, folks. Is buried here. So, we're talking the 1700s then. Probably late 1700s. Okay, I'm gonna have to investigate this, maybe come back out here, give you guys more information. 1824 is the oldest so far, but Revolutionary War soldiers too here. Okay, I'll get back with you on this one.